You know that awful moment when you finally realize you were the villain the whole time? Yeah, it took me a long time to admit that. To stop spinning the story so I sounded like the one who got hurt. But this is the truth. No filters, no excuses. Just the mess I made. My name's Lila. I'm 30, and I'm the reason a good man walked away with nothing but heartbreak. While I stood there blaming everyone but myself. It started 3 years ago. I was still reeling from a breakup with Daniel me ex, my addiction, my self-destruction in human form. He was the kind of guy that made you feel high and hollow at the same time. On and off for 4 years. He never wanted to commit. Said things like, "Why ruin what we have with a label?" And like a fool, I believed him, hoping that one day he'd just change. Spoiler, he didn't. So when he finally left for Good News City, new girl, I was devastated. But I didn't want to look devastated. I wanted to win. Wanted him to see me with someone else and think, damn, I messed up. Enter Matt. He was kind, simple, honest. Too honest, probably. He was nothing like Daniel Land, that was the point. I met him at a friend's dinner party. He worked in IT, drove a used sedan, had a dog named Scout. He made corny jokes and blushed when he complimented me. I told myself, this is the kind of guy who wants a wife. And I needed that. Not because I was in love, but because I needed to be wanted, needed to be chosen, needed to prove to myself and Daniel that I was the one who moved on first. Matt was the easiest yes I've ever had. He fell for me hard. The flowers, the calls, the "I can't stop thinking about you" texts. I ate it up. But deep down, I was still checking Daniel's Instagram, still wondering if he missed me, still hoping he'd come back and say, I made a mistake. Matt didn't know any of that. He just thought he'd found the one. And I let him believe it. I laughed at his jokes, slept in his hoodies, let him take me to family dinners and office parties. When he told me he loved me 6 months in, I said it back. Not because I felt it, but because I didn't want him to stop loving me. And then I made the worst decision of all. I got pregnant on purpose. I know how that sounds. And yes, it was planned. By me. Not him. I told myself it was an accident. That if it happened, it happened. But I stopped taking the pill. Didn't tell him. Just waited. And when the test turned positive, I acted surprised. Scared. But underneath it all, I was satisfied. Because now he had to stay. He proposed the next week. Small ring, teary eyes, a promise to give me the life I deserved. I nodded, cried, hugged him. But my heart didn't race. It didn't even flinch. The wedding was rushed. Simple backyard affair. I wore white like I hadn't manipulated my way into the whole thing. By the time we moved into our apartment, I was already pulling away, blaming hormones, telling him I was tired, when really, I just didn't want to be touched. The pregnancy ended in miscarriage at 10 weeks, and I felt nothing. I acted devastated, held my stomach, said all the right things. But inside, I felt like the universe had hit undo, like I had a way out again. Matt was broken. He held me every night, bought books on grief, tried to be everything I needed. And all I did was scroll through Daniel's new life, his new girlfriend, his beach photos, the ring he gave her a year after we split. That's when I snapped. I stopped trying to be a good wife. I started nitpicking Matt. His job, his clothes, the way he breathed too loud at night. I made him feel like he was never enough. And when he finally confronted me, asking why I seemed so distant, I told him something cruel. I said, "You were just a rebound." And I meant it. He stared at me like I'd stabbed him. And maybe I had. He left the apartment the next morning. I expected him to come back. To beg. To fight. But he didn't. Instead, he sent me an email. Said he'd pay the remaining lease. Said he hoped I got the healing I needed. And just like that, he was gone. You'd think that would be the moment I woke up. It wasn't. I went online and told friends he abandoned me, that he walked out after the miscarriage, that he couldn't handle my grief. And they believed me, because I knew how to sound broken, how to make my voice tremble, how to say the right words that made people feel sorry for me. But inside, I knew. I'd trapped him, used him, destroyed him. And now, I'm broke, alone, working a job I hate just to afford rent. Matt? He moved to Portland, started dating someone new. My friend said she looks like the kind of woman who doesn't need to play games to be loved. Good for her. Sometimes, late at night, I reread that last email he sent me. The part where he said, "I would have loved you forever, if you let me." And it hits different now, because I see it clearly. I wasn't healing when we met. I was hunting for validation. And when he gave it to me, I crushed it. Now I'm sitting in this tiny apartment surrounded by clothes I can't afford and memories I can't erase. And I'm still pretending to be the victim. Because it's easier than admitting the truth, that I trapped a good man into a life he didn't ask for, while I kept chasing someone who never even loved me. And worst of all, I still don't know how to forgive myself.